I know we're celebrating 200 million shots today, but there's some indications that, at the very least, rates aren't raising at the same rate as they have been previously in the administration.
The rates of vaccination, or sorry, just to clarify what you mean.
It's being put in arms, and my question is whether you guys see that as just sort of the inevitable blip from J&J coming out of circulation, if it's hitting a wall with, we're now moving towards folks who might be more hesitant to get the vaccine versus folks who already have, if it's just sort of blips in the data, or if you don't, basically if you don't think that the last few days have been representative of a broader trend. And more broadly, I know that you, or the president's planning to announce this tax break going into effect, but are there other things that you can talk about the administration doing to address hesitancy, since it now seems to be squarely pivoting away from folks who are eager to get the vaccine and towards folks who are not?
Well, first I would say, and you asked a few questions there, so let me see if I can answer all of them. What we've seen, and there was some interesting data that came out over the last couple of days, obviously a lot was happening yesterday, is that we've actually seen a decrease in hesitancy and increase in confidence among many communities. So in some polling that was put out just yesterday, 40% of respondents said they were more likely to get the COVID-19 vaccine than they were a month ago. In terms of conservatives' confidence in vaccine, again, this is a poll, so it's not perfect, but it was interesting data. A full 71% of Trump voters said they have either received at least one dose of a vaccine or definitely or probably will, up from 59% in an earlier poll conducted just 1 month ago. So but what we're trying to address, to answer another one of your questions, is what we see as the issues, the barriers to getting the majority of the American people vaccinated. And one of those barriers is access. And so what the announcement today is intended to do is address one of those barriers to access, which is people of not through a political prism, but many people who have not yet been vaccinated are concerned they can't take a day off of work. They don't have additional paid leave. And so we're trying to address that barrier, reduce that barrier as one that is preventing access. I will say that the reason we're at this point, where we are getting to a point which we always knew we would reach, where we have greater supply, we will at a point get to a point where we have greater supply than we have demand, is because only in some regions of the country, I should say, as you know, not everywhere, is because we work quickly to increase supply and provide thousands of easy and convenient locations for people to get vaccinated. So, in the last few weeks, we've sent out more than 115 million doses. But what we're trying to do now is address what we see as the barrier. So I mentioned the tax cut, of course, trying to help businesses. We're providing technical assistance to states. Again, we're relying on local voices and local doctors to provide the best information, which every set of data we've seen, and even from some news organizations, show that those are the most trusted messengers. We've allocated $3 billion for states. We're ramping up targeted media efforts. We're also, along with the CDC, we're working to help states expand vaccine distribution to primary care physicians, where many people are very much trusted local doctors. So, yes, we will continue to assess and look for ways to increase access and get it out to more communities.